Hey everybody, welcome to the first annual Halight Hangout Fireside Chat. I don't know if we've...
Annual?
Okay. First annual?
Yeah, annual. That's good, Cadence. How you doing?
Good. I'm Daniel Mendonca, Head of Growth at Halight.
I'm Sean Bridgeman. I'm our Head of Product here at Halight.
And we're excited to get into a few different topics today to kind of wrap up the year and talk about all the great stuff that happened in 2025 and look forward to all the great stuff that's going to happen in 2026. And I think we can hop right in.
Yeah, and I think Fireside Chat is appropriate because it might be 80 degrees in here. We're gonna get all of my sweat off in post.
Maybe we can get our creative team to put a fireplace in between us and
a nice subtle crackle.
Crackleness.
Yeah, perfect. S'mores at the end.
That'd be exciting. So speaking of crackling, I don't know if this is a good segue, but do you have kind of a highlight from this past year that really meant a lot to you? Something that happened at Halight and
highlight. Yeah, for sure. So 2025 was a year of change, and I'm sure like most people for 2025 feels weird to say that number because 2020 was last year. So how is it 2025 already? But since 2020, we've seen a steady innovation in the tech world. In 2022, as we all know, generative AI started getting commercialized and hitting the scene. And my highlight for this year was that the first time in ever, we have non-developer, non-engineers that are pushing code to a production environment used by our end users. And what's being thrown around as vibe coding today is starting to become commercialized and starting to become viable to ship products. And I think that's super fun because it starts to democratize how products are going to be made. And not only that, but who can make the product.
I think it tracks with a lot of stuff I know our customers have asked of us and what we're hearing back from user feedback about personalization and frictionless experiences. That really gives us an idea that, because you have the ability to get things developed in natural ways by non-developers, you get that more personalized experience for what we're putting out.
Yeah, and not only that, now we can ship faster. So when you always say we need to be faster, now we can find a way to do that. So it's great.
Yeah, our customers find a nice balance. They want things today, but also yesterday, but also they don't want to ship that quickly. And it's just, you just gotta find
ship it quick, build it quick, but let me decide when to ship it, or maybe we won't ship it at all. We'll see.
Yes. Well, that's a great segue into, I would say, my biggest highlight for myself this year is obviously a lot of our customers in the consumer electronics and the retail space want to reach the front lines and train the people there. And not all of them have the need for their own LMS, which is obviously our core product.
Yeah.
So launching Energize Retail, a multi-vendor community of sales associates, really a place where people can develop, grow, learn, and engage with the brands they sell. Being able to meet all our customers where they're at was super exciting. It was also exciting to see the Halight team internally, all our different departments, from our content team to our engagement teams, our customer success team, sales, whoever, rally around this concept of building a super energetic community that can keep a consistent current of quality information and sales information on the front lines.
Yeah, it's kind of an embodiment of who we are, Energize Retail. This is what we're practicing what we preach. Building that community, saying we're going to bring back the daily visit, engage users, have them come back, and then use that as a way of being able to increase brands' mind share. That's a way of us being able to dog food our own product and show everyone that this is how you can do it and this is how you can benefit. So it's one of those things for me. I love the launch of Energize. I'm with you. It's one of those things that you can't believe that we didn't have it now that we have it there. How did we even operate before that existed?
It's definitely in our DNA. So, I think that talks about, with the launch of Energize Retail, that's really the reason why we're here, to talk about what we accomplished for our product this past year.
Yeah.
So Sean, being the head of product, why don't you hop into what the themes of our product releases and our roadmap were this year and the purpose of how they impact the customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 key themes, and I know you know them off the top of your head, but I'm going to say them anyway. The first is building for engagement. So we want to build an experience that makes people want to come back. So you have a lot of traditional LMSs that focus on the pushing users to the platform. We do that, we want to continue to do that, but we want to focus on the pull. What are the intrinsic motivators that are going to keep people coming back, and build those loops? That's number one. Second one, building for productivity. So if we're building for engagement with the learner, the consumer of our program, building for productivity is all about the producer, the person who's creating the program and running it at scale and driving the outcomes that they're looking for their business. That's number two. We want to make things faster, easier, cheaper, and more efficient for them. A lot of the times our customers, they are superheroes. They have a long laundry list of things that they need to do. We want to make it easier for them and make that experience more seamless. The third one being building for growth. This is the modernizing our application, making sure that it's reliable, that we can scale with our customers and their user base on a just-in-time basis. So a lot of work goes behind the scenes to making everything, all the data pipelines flow, all of the architecture stable and redundant. So that one is always the funnest one. But yeah, those are the three. Do you want to start with engagement?
Yeah, I think we should start with engagement. I mean, all of our customers, whether they're pre-sale, post-sale, they've been working with us for years, are coming to us and talking to us about how can I build a culture of learning with my audience? How can I get people coming back more frequently? Obviously, our customers who aren't dealing with their own employees are really focused on that return visit.
Yep.
So what are some of the key things that came to fruition this year in our product that we've seen high adoption and high execution and obviously high results from?
Yeah, we just released a new one that's already getting a lot of traction, and it's the ability to target an audience based on what the user is doing. So our platform, obviously very strong in partner channel education, does a great job personalizing the user experience based on who that person is when they come in through the front door. So one channel would get a very different look, feel, learning journey than another. But now we can target it based on not only that, but what the user is doing within the application as well. So if you complete this, now unlock X, Y, and Z thing. And I know you were really excited about that.
Yeah, it's probably the feature this year. I know we'll dive into streaks and how excited our customers were for that. But this is the one for me that allowed us to do a lot more A/B testing with our users and look at how someone from a carrier functions differently than someone from a big box retailer, and also deliver them separate experiences based upon their relationship that they develop with the content, they develop with the brand.
Yeah.
And going back to the personalization, we live in a personalized world. Our algorithms are exactly designed for us.
Yeah.
And it's starting to track down into our platform with action-based segments.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about streaks? That's a good segue.
Yeah, streaks is something I feel like we've talked about for quite some time. And a lot of our customers, transparently, that come to us, there's that conversation around like, we aren't going to be able to get people to come back to this platform on a daily basis. And we continue to prove that as incorrect over and over again, that as long as we can track against the proper behavior and the things that they want, we can do that. So adding streaks added a little bit of a incentive, a little bit of a digital badge or progress to work towards. Coming on a daily basis, checking in with the platform, and seeing what is there. We know that users are much more likely to complete additional pieces of content, do additional things as long as they come online.
Yeah.
So by getting them back for some sort of reason, that can track them into content that maybe they wouldn't have taken before.
Yeah.
So super excited. Obviously, they just rolled out in version 29, which was early December. And I'm really excited to see how that grows and executes in 2026.
Yeah, and I love the rhetoric of we don't think our users are going to come back every day. It's the art of the impossible. If you think that they can, and you start working towards that goal, then they will. And to drop a data bomb on you, we'll throw a bomb background. Maybe 10% of our users across our platforms, and that goes beyond partner education. We have our users coming back daily. There's a metric in product called CUR, current user retention rate, which I know you're familiar with. Mm-hmm. It's if the user was online yesterday, what's the likelihood of them coming back today? And that's 10% across the board, which is a great metric. And that shows that our users are adopting the LMS just as close to they would a consumer-facing app. And I think that if there was one message I would have to customers, I would say you need to put the bar higher for your program expectations and what success should be.
That's won't beat the engagement part of the roadmap down so hard, but I think that's one thing that you said is great is holding yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
I had a customer ask me a question probably a few months ago now. It was like, how many programs out there do you actually think are doing a great job?
Mm-hmm.
And my answer was
such a good question.
Was none of them.
Yeah.
And the reason why is they're nervous about addressing this user that's not their own.
Yeah.
And they don't want to obviously bother their employees. They maybe think sometimes it's a distraction.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, consumer apps are targeting behaviors and are consistently engaging, and you want to get into those behavior loops.
Yeah.
Because if you're providing value, they will come back, and pushing yourself forward, I think, can be a great theme for our customers and people running these types of programs, not with us, for 2026.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So that's the engagement, the user. Let's talk about the producer and the productivity aspect of our platform.
Yeah, and I know I've been positioning this with customers, but I'll do it here as well. We talked about the consumer, and we talked about our learner, very similar to a consumer on a non-compliance app, and that's the reality of our situation. But we have the producer. It's these two personas or dualities that we have to cater to.
The 6-7 reference.
Oh yeah, we'll put those in too. Yeah. Actually, just cut that. We have our product caters to more of a prosumer market, which is a niche market that we're very similar to an Uber Eats, a Shopify, a TikTok, where you would never put a learning management system in that category mentally, but you have these people who are creators, and then these people who are consuming the creation. And I think that's why when you compare LMSs to other enterprise suites within applications, you see such a different adoption, innovation rate, and it's the understanding that, it's really hard to build these programs, really hard to build these LMSs because you're doing it for these two roles, and you need to meet both the producer and the consumer in stride. So talking about the producer side of things, some things that we worked on this year, a lot of the customer requests, bulk uploads, bulk migration tools, duplicating things, making things a lot more seamless when you're in the admin. And then another thing would be a virtual assistant. So we have an AI co-pilot that we've been working through that's coming to market in Q1 that will be your one-stop shop for executing key workflows using natural language. So talking to or typing to this assistant and having it, whether it's create content with a quiz, with automated VTTs or transcription, updating groups or segments, targeting things, creating learning programs, and we're really excited for that.
Yeah, I think as we grow efficiently, I know this is a conversation we're having a lot, I know we're having it internally, but also externally, is execution and success in your learning and training programs is not a quantity problem, it's a quality problem.
Yeah.
So a lot of the tools that we released this year and obviously are flowing in with iterations into early next year is about, you can create quicker, but you can create quality on a quicker basis. We are not, I'll look at the camera for this one, we are not encouraging using this speed to just put more slop, I'll use the AI term,
I think it's
out into the environment.
Webster's 2025 word of the year.
AI slop.
Yeah. Slop. Yeah.
So I think that's what it is more quality content, more quality learning programs, more efficiently.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, we're all trying to do a little more with a little less these days.
Yeah, well said. Learning is not, it's not a quantity problem, it's an energy one. Meeting the user where they are, the right content in the right place, absolutely. But like I said earlier, we have our customers are superheroes, and this is not their full-time job oftentimes. So having a little bit of a sidekick or an assistant to help you out, never a problem.
So let's transition that directly into building for growth. So What has that been all about this year?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on modernizing the application, the way that we ingest data. So we've done a lot of different ways of we integrating with point of sale systems, sales feeds, making that more seamless, structured, reliable, and most importantly, transparent. So you have a complete view of everything in your product, what's coming in, what records are being added, and being able to drill down to the individual user level.
That's excellent. I think the data and reporting, as the content becomes more personalized and there's more of it out there that's obviously directly to those aspects, being able to report on it effectively is going to be super important.
Yeah. Last thing on that topic, modernizing our application suite so that we're geared for AI growth. So you hear the term headless a lot in the learning space, and that's the ability to have APIs that are leveraged by your product, but other products as well in a more turnkey way. And it shifts the paradigm from your product or the user interface, the front end and the back end being the product, to the data layer, the APIs being the product. And that's something that we're really interested in setting the foundation for, and that we've been working hard towards, because that will allow us to be able to leverage these agentic flows much more seamlessly and just scale up faster.
And learning is obviously connected to every area of the organization, which then in turn results in our business, our customers' organizations wanting to connect their learning systems to every area of the organization, which requires more flexibility, and it turns into a productivity tool a lot of times, not just a place you go. We believe that learning is something you do, not somewhere you go. So I think that tracks with that.
Yeah. The LMS space is being asked to do more. We're not delivering content and we're not reporting on that content anymore. Like you said, it's a productivity tool. So what more can we deliver and what value can we deliver, whether it's being a content management system for customers or being a knowledge base, and that added pressure onto the LMS space is a really good thing, because it's forcing everyone to compete at a different level. It's forcing everyone to find their niche that is the North Star, customer value. How are we delivering value for the customer, not how are we shipping all these features? It changes the paradigm of the conversation.
So I'll transition that, because obviously I know that is a lot what we're focusing on in 26. But is there a theme or something that you are most energized about for 2026?
Cue lightning bolt.
Yeah.
2026 is the year of change and adoption, and I think that what we're seeing if I was really energized about that, what I'm not energized about, that my batteries are low on, is the category drifting to sameness. So the amount of AI first LMS companies that are transforming learning, I didn't know that there could be a first that many times. So there's quite a tie there. And it's not to slander any of the competition, but it's to understand what is your unique selling proposition, what is your unique value proposition in this space where AI is becoming a commodity, not a differentiator. How are you delivering value outside of incorporating AI into bootstrap workflows to help say we check that box for people?
Yeah, I think LMS companies, the learning space, really this is technology wide. I think we have to remember who we serve, and it's the end user of our software.
Yeah.
Not always the person who is, in that case, the stakeholder who is writing the check, paying the invoice, or administering the platform all the time. Like, if you cannot connect with the end user, in this case the learner, you're not going to get the results you need. So I guess that's just a PSA, a challenge for everybody to think more about the end user of the platform.
Yeah, and if I would say a theme for 2026, with all of the innovation happening in the space, fundamentals have never been more important. So understanding your user value, building empathy with your users and your customer segments, key product management principles have never been more important than they are today. There's a lot of noise out there. What we're looking to do is finding the signals through the noise, and that means finding the key features with the AI adoption that are going to move our customers forward, and connecting with the user in a way that we're going to continue to build those habit loops, and ultimately just not building AI for the sake of building AI.
I think that's pretty good. I know we have a little bit of an activity that we wanted to hop into.
Okay, so
to kind of cap this off.
A quick rhetoric here. This was decided about 30 minutes before this meeting.
Perfect.
And as you know, I said we were going to print it out and cut pieces of paper, and then we were going to pull them out of a hat. Yeah. The printer is broken, or I don't know how to use it, one or the other.
Maybe the second one.
It probably
also
the second
printing this morning.
Okay, yeah, it's probably the second one. But to a testament of the time that we live in, I built an app in the same time that I thought it would probably take to fix the printer. So we're going to be running this on an app that was built right before this meeting, minutes before. Rigorous QA was done.
Precursor, I have actually no idea what is in this app, so we are about to have some fun.
Yes, we will. All right. We probably won't be able to see it, but just take my word for it. We went dark theme because I love dark theme, and probably won't show up on camera, so probably should have done light theme. But it looks great. So what's gonna happen? It's called question roulette. There's 8 loaded questions in here. We're not gonna have time to go through all 8, but we'll do one for you, and we can do one for me. And if we wanna do a third, if we wanna get crazy, we can. When I hit spin question, it's gonna cycle through all of them, and you're only gonna see each question one time. So I'll ask you the first question. All right, where has the LMS market genuinely innovated in the last 3 years? So that goes back to 2022. And where has it stagnated?
Oh, that's maybe I wish I would have saw the questions beforehand.
Yeah, I did not make them easy. They're thinkers.
I'll start with stagnated.
Okay. Optimist.
Well, I want to end with the good stuff.
Yeah, okay, of course, yeah.
I think where things have stagnated is there's a lot of just production going on.
Yeah.
People have came to accept that learning completions are the metric they should be looking at.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And how many people log in per day. And I think it's stagnated to a place of acceptance.
Yeah.
And I didn't intend to do this, but it's coming off my tongue this way. I think that tracks directly to the innovation side of things.
Yeah.
I think that we're now in a transition point where, because there are so many solutions available, budgets are a little bit strained these days, as well as people are trying to do more with less.
Mm-hmm.
These companies have been required, in the LMS space, have been required to innovate and think a little deeper about the business outcomes and think a little deeper about how learning actually influences. It could be the bottom line, it could be the top line, it could be efficiency of employees, it could be retention of employees, whatever those things are. Because if you cannot show the business outcome adjusting, changing, then you're dead in the water.
Yeah.
So it got really stagnant in terms of oh, we can deliver this information, this learning program really effectively and really easily, and the UI looks really nice. And that's kind of where we were a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten to a place where it was very feature heavy, and we've gotten to a place now where it's if you can't affect my business, I don't want to talk to you.
And leadership says, so what? You have all of this, you have this program, you have this slick UI, you have all these features, so what? What is it doing? And just a quick rhetoric from a big brand that I met at a trade show. They were talking about the current dynamic and the paradigm. Budgets are tightening everywhere, and that's not a surprise to anyone. But you have to rationalize the value of your learning program. Otherwise, it's going to be viewed as a cost center. And what he said is that it tends to be that the team has seen a reduction, and it tends to be high on the list of where the budget cuts are made. And that forces the LMS space, it forces the people running these programs to say, we are not delivering training and getting completions, we are moving the needle and moving our business forward and helping us differentiate.
Excellent.
Yeah,
right,
that's great.
It's your turn. So I just press this button right here?
Yeah, you just hit that button. I didn't really read these either. I read them, but.
All right. How should LMSs adapt to users who increasingly expect learning to feel like a product experience, not a course catalog?
Oh, it's funny. I made the second one go to me, so that one's hard-coded. No, I'm kidding. So the learning experience feel like an actual experience. I touched on this with the consumer app. any learner today, any person, any human is a consumer of these high quality polished products that micro-analyze every pixel push, every transaction, every event that happens within an app. There are teams of people that gear the psychology of these apps to their consumer base. What that does is it creates this expectation or benchmark of what an app should be. There's a higher standard. If I'm going to use this thing, if you want me to come back, it has to be polished, it has to meet me where I am, and it has to deliver me value. Because like I said, learning apps are competing not only against other learning apps, but with LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, all of these other apps is what we're competing against. So it's a call to every LMS product to not only look at the feature, but look at the intrinsic and extrinsic motivator. You need to meet the user where they are. You need to give them excitement in an extrinsic way. But the most important element is they need to feel forward progression. If they're going to use your product, they're hiring your product. If they're going to hire your product, they need to get a functional, a social, and an emotional gain from that. That's the intrinsic side that they're not going to come back. The with them, the what's in it for me, they're not going to come back unless you're able to do that. So with Halight LMS, our feature sets are not only just pushing features, not only pushing programs, but it's connecting people with their peers, with themselves, and with the knowledge that they need to receive.
And just to add to that a little bit, we live in a digitally led world.
Yeah.
And a lot of learning programs out there are still physically led and digitally kind of connected.
Yep.
And we have to prioritize what the digital interaction looks like, what the loyalty looks like, how we get people engaged with. Pretty much every app we have on our phone has some sort of connection to keeping you loyal, some sort of rewards program. If you think about everything from buying coffee to renting cars to flying where you want to fly and go on trips, everything is loyalty focused. So creating that experience that makes people feel part of a community. I know there are plenty of people out there, myself included, who it takes a lot of energy for me to not search just for my one airline.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to it not just being a bunch of choices that I can make, it's the experience that I'm providing.
Yep. Yeah, brands and products are more than just a UI anymore. You have an emotional affinity to them.
Awesome. Well, I did like that activity. We should definitely do more of that.
Yeah.
I think that's some good social content for the team, I think. But I guess that's 2025 year in review. We're very energized about 2026. We hope to see all of you out on the road. We're going to be at multiple shows, trade shows with our customers on a monthly basis. So we're excited to lean into this year, be energized, and in turn energize your learners. So Sean, thanks for the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel.
Look forward to see how all of you like it.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.